I just have a couple of questions for you. Here we're doing an advance on for the paper. You personally, you played the Wolves like a ton of times since you've been playing out here in the Western Conference, and I imagine you have a great deal of respect for them. But tell me a little bit about how you feel about matching up against the Wolves this time.
I think we match up pretty well. You know, they're always a skilled team. It seems like Haydar's played there for a long time, and he's an unbelievable player, and you know, their whole team really skilled. But you know, I think we're the type of team built for playoffs, and is going to be willing to work this series. So I think the hard work will pay off.
When you say the team's built for playoffs, what do you mean by that?
I just think we're a gritty team that really wants to do well, and we really care, you know, to do well in playoffs, and you know, there's guys in there with really good attitudes and willing to work, and I think that's what it takes to do well in the playoffs.
With those guys like Haydar, you mentioned him. He seems to be, I know he's an equal opportunity goal scorer against everybody, but he seems to have made his mark against San Antonio. You've been here the last couple of years. It's how do you keep tabs of that guy?
I've played that guy for a long time now. When I was in Milwaukee and Rockford, he's
Right.
just so skilled with the puck. You know, I think eliminating him is the best way to do it. You know, if you give him room, he's gonna make you look pretty silly. So I think you know, taking the body on him, playing him hard, and just letting him know that it's going to be a long series for him. And you know, one thing he does a lot is pull up in the offensive zone and look to dish. So you gotta, you know, only have one guy go to him. He wants to suck everyone in, and you know, for us, we just got to eliminate him and make him, you know, make him work for it.
Yeah. You guys are 4-0 against the Wolves this season. Does that mean anything right now?
I don't think so. I think it's a new season now, and you know, they got a really good team over there, and you know, we got to be just prepared for this first game, and I think you know, you look at the NHL, anything can happen. You know, with Pittsburgh and Vancouver already down 3-0, you know, so we're just trying to get ready for one and take one game at a time, and make sure we win the first one.
How critical is it with that best of 5 for you guys to come out and have a strong effort?
I think it's really important. You know, you want to get off to a good start, and you know, obviously it's not a best of 7, it's best of 5, so it's 1 in 3 games, and you know, we want to be going up to Chicago. It'd be nice to have a couple games under our belt.
What about the power play? I know you're one of the main reasons the power play is. I mean, you're one of the main participants of the power play. What have you guys been doing to try to make that one a little bit more successful?
I just think you know, for my unit, we're trying to talk a little more, and you know, I think a big thing that Chucky touched on is just getting shots. You know, I think you see the good power plays. They're always getting shots through, and you know, burying the rebounds and second chances, and for us, you know, maybe a little less perimeter plays and more willingness to shoot and get after pucks.
This is a fun time for you to be in the playoffs?
I'm really excited. Yeah, this is great. It's a great time of year, especially down here. You know, it's nice weather, and you know, it's just it's fun to be here. But I think this team expects more than just to make playoffs. You know, we expect to have a run here and start Thursday night.
All right, well, first of all, I wanted to talk to you about the last time you were here, and you guys played in the playoffs 4 years ago, and if memory serves me right, it was a 7-game series. Kind of lost there at the last minute there in Game 7.
Yeah.
But kind of do some recollections about that series with Toronto.
That was a strange format, I guess, back then, because obviously Toronto wasn't in our division at the time, but we came in 5th in our division, and so we knocked out the 4th place team in their division. So we had to go across to go play Toronto. And so it was a team we probably only saw, I think, twice that year as it was. So we never saw them very much. It's obviously a different format than 1 through 8 right now. But you know, that was a 7-game series. We lost in the last game. The first 2 games were in Toronto, and we went 1-1. And we came home. We had 3 games here, I remember. And we actually got out of here, heading back there, and the series was 3-2 then. And obviously we won the Game 6, and then we went to the Game 7, which was a really good game. They had a good team then, so did we. It was a tough loss. a really good series played, and you know, we had a good team that I think that, you know, we could have obviously went on kind of far in that series, past that series, I guess, into the second round, third round. So we had a good team.
You had a couple guys like Kolaric and
Porter was there.
They really boosted the team. You're not getting any imports this time necessarily, but I mean, you're kind of going with what you have here. But how do you guys feel going into this series with Chicago?
We feel good. You know, I know we've beat them, I guess, every game this year, but I mean, that really doesn't mean much going into a series like this where it's 5 games. You know, we feel like we play well against them. They do have a ton of skill, a ton of speed. They love to play offense. They're not a real big dump and chase team. And so for us as a team, it makes us focus on working hard and making the right plays and making the simple plays so we don't create turnovers in the neutral zone that give them the opportunity to create offense off of our mistakes. And so that's just going to be something we're going to have to work on for this first game coming up.
It seems like the Wolves, they kind of act like Wolves, I guess, in the sense that once they get going, I mean, it is really hard to put the brakes on. So you guys really have to, I guess, work hard to not let them get that little bit of momentum.
Yeah, that's what it is with a team like that. They have a lot of history. I mean, their team has won championships. They got obviously Vancouver, their NHL team. They went to the finals last year. They create winning teams and they create winning products like that. And so it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, obviously every team that make playoffs obviously deserves it, and so they won their division. They get home ice, and so it's a team that you know they're going to come out and they're going to want to get by us, and so we're going to have to do everything we can to stop them.
How does this change? How does the playoffs? I mean, everybody says the playoffs are more intense or anything, but from a player standpoint, what is the big difference for you now that you're playing in the playoffs rather than just the regular season?
The regular season, obviously, you work for a goal to get to playoffs, and so whenever you're in playoffs now, a lot of individual success really gets diminished in a way that if the team does well, if the team wins and moves on, then it's more of a team attitude towards creating, you know, going towards a bigger goal, I guess. We've obviously achieved one of our goals by getting to playoffs right now, and so everyone in the locker room realizes that, you know, if you have a good playoffs, if you do well, if the team does well, then individually we will succeed later on in our careers, and necessarily next year, 2 years from now. But a lot of guys create jobs and hold their jobs in their career just based on how they've done in playoffs. And so it's not necessarily how many goals you score, it's just all the first one to win, you know. I mean, obviously not 16 games now. I mean, it's only, you know, 15 games now, obviously, with the 5-game series, but the first team to win 15 games, nobody remembers, I mean, who was, you know, had the most goals and who did what, and it just remembers that the team won.
Yeah. All right, you've been in this conference now forever, and you've been playing the Wolves forever. I mean, do you hate the Wolves? No. I mean, is there a healthy respect, but yet at the same time competitiveness that maybe the Wolves bring out in someone like yourself over the years?
Yeah, I've seen them a lot over the last course of the seasons here, and played them in the playoffs too. So you're right, you have that respect for them. But then you kind of get to know their tendencies as a team, and that hasn't changed over the years. So looking forward to the matchup. Looking forward to it, and it'll be a good series for us.
What's going to be the key, I guess, to slow those guys down? I mean, you had a pretty good year against them. You were 4-0, but I mean, they were all close games. What's kind of the key, do you think, to kind of keep them in check?
I think with their top lines, you got to eliminate their time in space. They can make some plays. Guys like Mankari and Haydar, if they do their delays and you give them time to make a play, they'll be able to thread that needle through the pass and stuff like that. So we take away their time and space. Also, if they like to slow the game down with their defense, they'll bring us back, and then they try to hit us with speed on the outside. We're gonna have to adjust to that and kind of clog up the center, force everything to the outside, and let Marky or Dove to take those shots. So I think those are the big things. Not get irritated on their third or fourth lines. They're going to start crashing the net, and we have to stay disciplined and not let their power play get too many chances.
Yeah. during the season you were 4-0 against them, and it means nothing now, right?
Right.
But does it give you some degree of confidence that you kind of know that you can play these guys?
It's confidence, but you have to be careful of not being too comfortable. There's that, okay, you know, well, exactly. It doesn't mean anything, but it is nice to have. At the end of the day, when you beat a team 4 straight, it is nice to have. But you're right, you can't be too confident, too cocky in a way.
Yeah.
You can be confident, but not too lax. So there's that fine line where you got to watch and play against them. So it'll be interesting when they come down here and how this game 1 goes.
Yeah. Now this is going to be only the 5th playoff game in the history of the Rampage at home. I know you guys come in and out of here, and you know you're not a part of that, but is there a feeling, is there a sense in the room of just how important maybe this game is for the community, for the fans here that just haven't been able to see a lot of playoff hockey over the years? Yeah,
we're very happy that we were able to put this together this season and get a playoff run going here. So we understand the importance of it, and it's important to all of us to do well and win. And we play for pride at the front of our jersey, even though we might have a rotating of players in and out, and guys might not be back next year. You still play for that pride and for the city and for each other. So it is important, absolutely, and we respect that and look forward to it because it's a great little challenge for us, and we know the fans will be behind us.
All right.